Good afternoon and welcome to Nationwide News on the network service of the NTA. I am Norlene Ebel-Ame with the news. We begin from the National Assembly's Red Chamber, where a former governor of Akwa Ibom State and senator representing Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has emerged president of the 10th Senate and 15th indigenous president of the Nigerian Senate. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nko reports that he polled 63 votes to defeat his rival, former governor of Zamfara State, Abdulaziz Yari, who had 46 votes. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nko reports.
Beginning of a new era at the National Assembly, usually accompanied by an influx of guests. It's the inauguration of the 10th National Assembly and election of its presiding officers. From the entrance gate into the precinct of the National Assembly to the lobby were a handful of guests who came to witness the big event amid tight security. Inside the Senate makeshift chamber, senators were all seated and ready to elect their presiding officers. The battle of former governors. The awaited time arrived, the election of the president of the 10th Senate and the 15th indigenous president of the Nigerian Senate. Senators Godswill Akpabio and Abdulaziz Yari nominated for the position of president of the Senate. Then voting state by state in alphabetical order. Eventually, Senator Godswill Akpabio emerged winner.
Godswill Akpabio, who has received the highest number of votes, is hereby declared and installed president of the Senate.
He secured a total of 63 votes to defeat Senator Abdulaziz Yari, who had 46, 17 votes difference. The position of the deputy president of the 10th Senate was unopposed. Senator Jibrin Barau, as sole candidate, was declared deputy president of the 10th Senate by the clerk to the National Assembly.
We shall have a seriously forward-looking Senate that will emphasize.
Shortly after the electoral process, the newly sworn-in president of the Nigerian Senate performed his first function, administration of oaths and swearing in of all the senators-elect.
We've garnered much experience that we'll be able to lead the 10th Senate to a stage that it will be most productive. I can assure you that.
The new Senate is made up of 59 All Progressives Congress members, 36 People's Democratic Party, Labour Party 8, the New Nigerian People's Party has 2, Social Democratic Party is also 2, All Progressives Grand Alliance and Young Progressives Party 1 each. Senate has adjourned to Wednesday, the 14th of June 2023. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nko, NTA News.
Similarly, Senator Godswill Akpabio has become the 15th indigenous president of the Nigerian Senate. Ignatius Nko again takes a look at the list of those who have occupied the top legislative seat since independence.
The history of the Nigerian legislative arm of government has been that of a consistently interrupted growth occasioned by various military interventions. Leadership crisis, especially in the Senate at the time, also affected the stability of the legislative chamber. The indigenous leadership of the Nigerian Senate started with Nnamdi Azikiwe from Anambra State in 1960. Under the NCNC, he was succeeded after a short period by Dennis Osadebe, also of NCNC, from Delta State from 1960 to 1963. Nwafo Rizwe of NCNC from Anambra State succeeded Dennis Osadebe between 1963 and 1966. The Second Republic has Joseph Wayas from Cross River State as president of the Senate. Under the NPN, Iyochayu of the Social Democratic Party from Benue State presided over the Nigerian Senate between 1992 and 1993. He was succeeded in November 1993 by Ame Bute of SDP, also from Benue State. In the 4th National Assembly between 1999 to 2003, the Senate witnessed a handful of internal crises which saw the Senate passing through 3 presidents. Ivan Enwonem of PDP from Imo State, 3rd June to 18th November 1999. Chubo Kadibo, also of PDP from Anambra State, took over from 18th November to July 2000. Anyim Pius Anyim from Ebonyi State from July 2000 to 2003, also under the PDP. For the 5th Assembly, Adolphus Nwabara of PDP from Abia State succeeded Anyim Pius Anyim between 3rd of June 2003 and May 2005. Nwabara resigned and Ken Nnamani, also of PDP from Enugu State, took over from 5th of May 2005 to June 2007. The Fourth Republic ushered in the 6th National Assembly between 2007 and 2008 with David Mark from Benue State as President of the Senate under the PDP. At this time, Nigerian Senate began to witness stability in its leadership as David Mark was re-elected as President of the 7th Senate between 2011 and 2015. It was the first time the Senate witnessed the return of a presiding officer in direct succession.
What is even more remarkable about the 6th and 7th Senate is that Senator David Mark served out both terms with the same deputy, Senator Ike Ekweremadu.
The 8th Assembly between 2015 and 2019 was a turning point in the history of the Nigerian Senate as Bukola Saraki from Kwara State emerged president against the wish of his party, the ruling All Progressives Congress. The major opponent of Bukola Saraki in 2015, Ahmed Lawan, also of APC from Yobe State, emerged president of the 9th Senate between 2019 and 2023. Senator Godswill Akpabio of the All Progressives Congress has now become the 15th president of the Nigerian Senate. His tenure is expected to elapse in June 2027 when the 10th National Assembly will wind down. The Nigerian Constitution provides that the President of the Senate is third in line of succession to the presidency. In history, only one person has enjoyed that constitutional provision, and that is Nwafor Rizu, who was acting president between late 1965 to 1966 when the military took over. Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
In the meantime, Tajuddin Abbas has been elected Speaker, 10th House of Representatives. Also elected unopposed is Benjamin Okezie Kalu as the Deputy Speaker. Tajuddin was declared winner in the contest against Ahmed Wase, immediate past Deputy Speaker, and Aminu Jaji from Zamfara State. The exercise conducted using the open ballot saw Abbas securing 353 votes, while his contenders got 3 votes each. The clerk administered the oath of office and allegiance on the presiding officers and other members of the 10th Assembly. In his inaugural speech, the Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, pledged an all-inclusive leadership in the task of nation building.
The trust that has been placed on us and working tirelessly to deliver on our promises of good governance and effective representation.
In a similar development, newly elected President of the 10th Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has visited President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the State House. Details of the meeting have not been made known. With the election, Senator Akpabio from Akwa Ibom State has become the second Southerner to be elected since late Joseph Wires from Cross River, who served from 1979 to 1983 in the Second Republic. Meanwhile, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, governors and senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria have been reacting to the outcome of the election of the leadership of the Senate. National Assembly correspondent Dayo Ogunshola reports.
Dignitaries that came to witness the election say it was a reflection of an evolving democratic culture that respects the views of minority, while the majority have its way.
Every Nigerian who thought there was going to be political brouhaha here, electoral brouhaha in the Senate chamber, will be so disappointed. It also demonstrates the maturity of the senators-elect and, of course, their commitment to the unity and territorial integrity of this country.
I believe they should assert themselves, because the beauty of democracy is there's clear separation of power.
It's a very good plus to our democracy, and I'm happy that things are going well, and my party is better off for it.
We certainly hope that the 10th Assembly will do far more than even the 9th Assembly. The 9th Assembly did very, very well.
For senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the outcome of the poll will not undermine the independence of the legislative arm of government, rather a deliberate action plan to build an inclusive government.
The executive did not impose a candidate on us. If it were imposition, there wouldn't have been election.
One cannot attribute his victory to purely an APC matter or the supremacy of the party prevailed at the end of the day, because he was voted across party lines.
It was a very close fight, despite all that you saw that you alluded to. So it shows that the people here are determined to have independent minds.
Okay, and I want to believe that these two personalities are properly groomed to take us to the next level.
In their opinion, the robust legislative-executive relationship of the 9th Assembly is never a threat to legislative independence. Thus, they are hopeful that will be improved upon. From the National Assembly, Dayo Ogunshola, NTA News.
And elsewhere in Calabar, states all over the Federation have been challenged to emulate the peaceful nature politics is being practiced in Cross River State, which is demonstrated through the election of Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly. The state governor, represented by his deputies, stated this during the inauguration of the 10th Assembly in Calabar. Paul Abel reports.
The entrance of the clerk with the mace signifies the commencement of activities to usher in the 10th Assembly, while the clerk also read the proclamation issued by the state governor to declare open the first sitting of the 10th Assembly.
Now, therefore, I, Senator Prince Basi Edetutu, Governor of Cross River State of Nigeria, in exercise of the powers conferred on me by Section 105, Sub 1 and 3, of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, and all other powers enabling me in that behalf, do hereby issue this proclamation that the first session of the House of Assembly of Cross River State shall hold on the 13th day of June 2023.
The governor, in his goodwill message, commended the legislature for the way they conducted themselves during the election and encouraged them to maintain a cordial working relationship with the executive for the development of the state.
That is the Cross River style. You understand? It shows that we are one family. It shows that we have agreed. You understand? And that the speaker has been chosen from his own colleague, and they've all agreed that he should be the speaker of the Cross River State House Assembly. So on behalf of Senator Prince Basi Edetutu, Governor of Cross River State, and myself, we congratulate him.
High point of the first sitting of the 10th Assembly was the nomination, election, and swearing-in of the Speaker, Elbert Ayambe, and Deputy Speaker, Sylvester Agabi.
And that I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives and directive principles
of state policy contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Of state policy contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic.
That I will exercise the authorities vested on me as the Deputy Speaker,
so as not to impede.
In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
Former President Goodluck Jonathan has visited President Bola Tinubu at the State House, with the meeting between the former and present leaders taking less than 15 minutes.
I came to brief the president about some continental and subcontinental bodies. I'm the ECOWAS mediator for Mali, and I'm the chair of the West African Elders Forum. So there are certain issues bordering on the continent and the sub-region that I discuss with various presidents.
Musbaud and Wahab reports that Goodluck Jonathan is the first past president to visit the incumbent in office. Let's now join Adiola in Lagos for more on democracy and a new Guinness World Record. Hi, Adiola.
Hi, Nolin. After 24 years of uninterrupted civilian rule, Nigeria has made progress under the current democratic dispensation. This is coming almost after 3 decades of military intervention in politics. Correspondent examines the journey so far and some of the challenges facing the country.
Following the return to civil rule in 1999, Nigeria has made some progress. For instance, for the first time in its political history, the country has enjoyed uninterrupted civil rule for 24 years so far. In 2015, there was unprecedented transfer of power from a ruling political party to an opposition. Another example is electoral reforms with the signing of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill into law to facilitate the conduct of free and fair elections, including the adoption of technology in the just concluded 2023 general elections, a positive move despite associated challenges.
So we are growing in it, we are growing into maturity, and our labs is sitting down, seeing where our prospects are and our challenges. We embrace our prospects and then sit down to see how we can improve on our challenges and overcome them.
Production of technology and what have you, even though the handlers of such technology tends to do one or two things that makes a huge outcry.
Sometimes the materials don't get to site. On the morning of election, they get there very late, and it can give room for all manner of manipulations.
For the country to chart a new course into its democratic journey, analysts say the political class must imbibe the will to do the right thing.
Nigeria has enormous potentials that we stand a very good chance to harness properly and then achieve a lot more mileage. But we need to get the leadership question right.
IREV was a major factor, was a game changer in such a way that INEC eventually uploaded all the results on their portal.
Nigerians are hopeful that President Tinubu's administration will be result-oriented and interested in leaving legacies it will be remembered for. In Lagos, Hinginu, John Adams, NTA News.
And now to other reports. Life definitely will no longer be the same with the removal of fuel subsidy. But in managing through the process, the need to prioritize needs becomes important. Easing through the regime and increasing opportunities for improved standards of living is the thrust of this report by Michael Olaleye.
The long overdue decision on subsidy removal has finally been taken, but expectations on the future benefits it will deliver to Nigerians seem to be the real of hope, strengthening perseverance. In shouldering the immense responsibility fuel subsidy removal presents to Nigerians, stakeholders say the decision has brought to the consciousness of the citizen the efficient utilization of resources in the face of soaring prices, hence need for priority.
Any engagement that you know that is not that productive or not too important at this point in time, I think you may need to rest your car at home and choose alternative, or you embrace internet.
Safeguarding the consumers' market from monopolistic tendencies and arbitrary price increase, stakeholders say should be topmost in government's agenda, while equally suggesting the adoption of the Kwara example by reducing working days within the week.
Such palliative should not be that of tokenism. Tokenism is when you say I give 5,000 to 100 million Nigeria. I give 20,000, no cash. No, it should be something concrete.
While government continues to receive a pat on the back for the laudable initiative, key players say it is important for crucial actions to be taken to mitigate the impact of fuel subsidy removal.
You need a framework for public transportation where mass transit system will be the norm. You need to incentivize states, governments, and local government who have public transport systems or who have plans for it so that they can go into it.
Although subsidy removal is key to job creation, as the process will now be directed to productive activities across various sectors of the economy, key players, however, said adopting strategies impacting on the standard of living will ease the implementation process. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
And to this good news, Guinness World Records has confirmed that Hilda Bassey is the new world record holder for the longest cooking marathon individual. Joel Popola has that report.
Officials of Global Reference Book for Rare and Outstanding Human Achievements said after reviewing all the footage and examining procedures, they were delighted to announce Hilda Bassey's feat as credible. So the Guinness World Records has officially recognized her as the record holder for the longest cooking marathon.
Now announced that with a time of 93 hours and 11 minutes, Hilda Bassey is the new holder for the Guinness World Records title for longest cooking marathon. Congratulations, you are officially amazing.
26-year-old Nigerian chef Hilda Bassey, it is indeed a golden moment. Hilda started her cooking on Thursday 11 and continued to Monday 15th May this year, cooking over 100 pots of food during her 4-day quest.
Congratulations to Hilda there, and of course to the nation Nigeria. We're indeed great people. And those are the stories from Lagos at this time. Nationwide will continue in Makurdi with Susan O'Malley when we return from this break. But do not forget that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. To stay with us.
Thank you for joining us in Makurdi. The National Population Commission says it is poised towards safeguarding all assets and resources already acquired by the Commission ahead of the rescheduled 2023 Population and Housing Census. Federal Commissioner NPC Benue State, Patricia Kupchi, reveals this during a meeting with media executives in Benue State. Blessing Omeche Ebute has details.
The 2023 Population and Housing Census, initially scheduled to hold between 3rd and 7th May 2023, was postponed by former President Muhammadu Buhari to pave way for the new administration to have its input and fix a suitable date for the exercise. Federal Commissioner, National Population Commission, Benue State, Patricia Kupchi, while updating media executives on the status of the rescheduled census, noted that all preparations, including enumeration, area demarcation, pre-test, and trial census, among others, have been completed.
Conscious of the enormous human and material resources that have been expended in the implementation of these preparatory activities, the most important task before the Commission is to sustain and reinforce the relevance of these activities to the successful conduct of the 2023 census.
Media executives pledged their commitment in providing the necessary support for the exercise.
For us at NTA, I think that we have worked very closely with the Commission. Like the Honorable Federal Commissioner said, further commitment, or is it the MC? I think we are always available to work with the Commission.
We are going to do our best to partner with you to promote the census that is coming forth, your activities. As we have been doing, we're going to do even much more.
The Federal Commissioner decorated the media executives as in the state. In Makurdi, Blessing Omeche Ebute, NTA News.
The Benue State government is to constitute a judicial commission of inquiry to ascertain the immediate and remote causes of the communal crisis between Oju and Ibila communities of the state. The governor stated this during an on-the-spot assessment of the crisis. Simbiat Agbaji reports that the governor was represented by his deputy, Sam Odi.
Though the two communities of Ibila and Oju have been having crisis over the years, it has always been resolved amicably amongst the community leaders. However, the recent crisis, which led to loss of lives and many houses destroyed, was due to a disagreement over the siting of an institution in one of the communities.
I have to run with my children back to the police station. They have already gone to my house, burned my house down, my family house. Even my junior brother, the one that followed me second time, then killed him.
There is no alternative to peace. And I want to call on my people to lay down their arms and embrace peace.
Deputy Governor Sam Ode, who was at the scene to assess the damage and sympathize with the affected person, says conflicts leave scars that could last generations and vowed that the government will ensure peace is restored and perpetrators brought to book. The Deputy Governor also visited the first-class chief of the area, His Royal Highness Oga Ero.
If we continue to spare our people who engage in this kind of heinous activity, there will be no deterrence. Based on your security background, you know that where there is no punishment, there is no deterrence.
Meanwhile, the Benue State Police Command has arrested 23 persons in connection with the crisis.
People cannot be allowed to take laws into their hands, and so they will be charged to court for prosecution.
In Makudi, Simbiat Agbaji, NTA News.
And that does it from Makudi. It's back to Nolin in Abuja for more on NTA Nationwide.
Thank you very much, Susan. And from here, we take you to Niger State, where Abdul Malik Sarkindaji has emerged the Speaker of the Niger State 10th House of Assembly in a unanimous decision, while Afiniki Dauda, the only female member, has been elected the Deputy Speaker of the House. Musa Mikhail reports.
The nomination of the Speaker, which was moved by the member representing Bida South Constituency Alhaji Aruna Mohammed, was seconded by Abdurrahman Gambo, representing Borgu. The Deputy Speaker, Afiniki Dauda, being the only female member, was also unanimously elected as the Deputy Speaker. The Speaker, in his acceptance speech, says they will expedite action on both executive and private member bills that will bring about the overall development of the state.
I'm greatly humbled with your show of confidence towards me. I'm very sure you will not be disappointed.
The Governor, represented by his deputy, commended the 9th Assembly for their cordial relationship with the executive, while urging the 10th Assembly to toe the same path.
For the purpose of emphasis, please permit me to say that as legislators, it is your constitutional responsibility to make effective laws, repeal where necessary and enact new ones, appropriate funds, and carry out effective oversight function so that the good governance, ethics that we should in our constitution to enable all delivered on our campaign promises to our people.
Principal officers were also elected, with Idris Musa Vata as the majority leader, along with other principal officers of the House. From the State Legislative Complex, Musa Mikhail, NTA News.
In a similar news from Plateau State, new Speaker and Deputy have emerged for the 10th Plateau State House of Assembly. Assembly correspondent Ruth Stephen Hockey reports.
Speaker Moses Thomas Sule was nominated by member representing Kwampan, Cornelius Dongnan, and the deputy, Form Godson, was nominated by member representing Shendam, Joseph Bukar, which was unanimously supported by members. The Speaker, Moses Thomas Sule, member representing Mikan constituency, and the Deputy Speaker, Form Dalio Godson, member representing Jos South constituency, as principal officers in the 10th Assembly, proceeded the official declaration of the commencement of a new legislature by Governor Caleb Mufwang, which is contained in a communication read by Clerk of the House, Puven Webb. After taking their oath of office and allegiance, the duo were adorned with the official regalia to embark on their first official appearance. It was then the turn of the Speaker to administer the oath to his colleagues. In his inaugural speech, the Speaker, Moses Sule, urged members to justify the confidence reposed in them to work in unity towards the development of Plateau State.
The sure thing is that I urge us to please
sheathe our swords and let us cooperate and be as one for the betterment of Plateau State.
The 10th Assembly is composed of 24 representatives, 4 returning legislators, as well as 2 female lawmakers. In Jos, Ruth Stephen Hockey, NTA News.
There is excitement among residents of Akwa Ibom State following the election of Senator Godswill Akpabio as the president of the 10th Nigerian Senate. The first amongst the people is the governor, Umo Eno, who is optimistic that with Bola Tinubu and Godswill Akpabio, Nigeria is set for great levels of leadership anchored on development.
The declaration of Senator Akpabio as president of the 10th Senate throws some residents of Akwa Ibom State who stayed glued to their television set throughout the proceedings of the Senate into jubilation.
In short, I was supposed to be in the office. I had to stand and watch my TV. I had to stay indoors and watch when Akpabio was elected. We are so proud.
I was taking my bath this morning when my wife told me that our son, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has made it. We have very great expectation. We believe in him. I want to say once again, congratulations.
Well, with him and the president and the vice president, Nigeria will return to another thing. The 3 of them are good performers.
We are blessed. Honestly, we are blessed. So may God be with him, give him the strength and give him the wisdom.
By the grace of God, my prayer is that he should go and perform and give that credit to God who gave him the position and the power.
For Governor Moino, the victory of Senator Akpabio calls for celebration across the state. He promises to work with the Senate President to ensure a better and more unified Akwa Ibom State.
We can collaborate together, and that's what it is. So we congratulate him, and I know that this is a great milestone for Akwa Ibomites, and every Akwa Ibomite across party line should be happy and thankful to God.
Senator Akpabio became popular between 2007 and 2015 when he transformed the infrastructural landscape of Akwa Ibom State for better. In Uyo, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
In other news, for Nigeria to fully tap from the real gains of democracy, the nation needs to undertake citizens' reorientation towards returning to the culture of politics of ideology. This is part of the submissions at the Democracy Day lecture organized by Aminu Kano Center for Democratic Research, Mambaya House. Aminu Umar has more on this.
Democratic culture is deep-rooted in the political behavior of Kano people, with youth taking the front seat. Although there is evidence of political participation as a result of youth engagement, they still lack the required mentorship, as noted by some of them.
The fundamental thing we need is mentorship. The youth of nowadays have no mentors. We only think we want to end up today or tomorrow, become governors, House of Reps, senators, and so on, but it doesn't work that way.
They are the leaders of tomorrow, so they need their Senate to inculcate patriotism on this teeming youth.
The Democracy Day lecture, organized by Aminu Kano Center for Democratic Research, is a step towards addressing the challenge. Speakers, including the former governor of Kano State, Senator Ibrahim Shekarau, identified money politics, deceit, Aminu Umar, NTA News.
Lawmakers in Anambra State say the gains of democracy have brought unprecedented development in the country, but needs to be strengthened in order for the people to enjoy its full dividends. Ndem Kalu reports.
Democracy, which is the government of the people, for the people and by the people, is based on the principle that everyone is equal and as such provides equal opportunity to all. Lawmakers in the state reiterated that democracy has provided citizens the platform to elect their leaders, participate in governance by airing their views freely without any form of intimidation.
The process has really taken a good shape, and while we continue to learn from our mistakes.
On the way forward and how democracy can be strengthened, they said the ideals of democracy should be promoted. The lawmakers promised to contribute their own quota through robust legislations and support initiatives that advocate inclusive society.
We want to see how we can assist the government to bring more projects to the people. And when I talk about the people, talk about the less privileged in the society, we talk about the poor.
For us to make a good law that will enhance the upliftment of Anambra State and in Nigeria in general.
We have come to put Nigeria in order, and all we need to do for all of us to work as a partner to make sure that June 12th we always remember.
We ought to practice it the way it is being practiced, without reservation or sentiment or any other form of ethnicity or religion involved.
The legislators in their consensus want all to foster national unity, which is key to the overall well-being of the nation. In Oka, Ndem Kalu, NTA News.
Time for more updates from our Port Harcourt Network Center with Dibabari. Over to you, Dibabari.
And welcome to Port Harcourt. An oil spillage has occurred in Plateau Element local government area of River State, and it is currently flowing into the community's river. Kingsley Amajiri has the report.
Local residents reported that the crude oil leakage from the SPDC pipeline occurred at about 11 a.m. on Sunday.
At the moment, the spill is still flowing into the Okulu River, which connects about 3 communities in this local government area. To some of those who are residents and inhabitants of this place, this river is a source of economic life to most residents here. And I have here one of the residents of this community. Would like to know from you, sir, what has been the response so far? And could you just give us an insight?
Fishermen, those who do other businesses, since yesterday, their materials has been destroyed. You can see that their boats have gone to the shore of the river, and no activity is being carried out. So we don't know why Share it has taken them more than 24 hours to come and respond to this situation.
Chairman of Element local government area has, however, called for calm. He says the council, in conjunction with NORA and the affected oil company, would carry a joint investigation to ascertain the cause of the spill.
A joint investigation visit called JIV is to be done today by the grace of God, which includes Federal Ministry of Environment, State Ministry of Environment, local governments, and NOSDRA.
A team of pipeline surveillance contractors have cordoned off the area after alerting the company concerned for action. The community, on their part, has equally barricaded the affected area with palm fronts, calling for engagement with the people before any action is taken on the affected site. From Aleto, Element local government area, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
Supporting young entrepreneurs by providing access to finance and business training to encourage job creation have been identified as ways to reduce unemployment and drive economic growth and development. Ogediekwe in this report explores ways individuals can contribute in curbing unemployment in the country.
Unemployed persons are without work or a job despite actively seeking employment. This can have far-reaching consequences in the society, particularly for the individual who stays without a job. Some of the consequences are poverty, social unrest and lack of economic growth and development. With these far-reaching effects of unemployment, the question is, how can individuals contribute in solving this social menace? Some residents suggest the integration of entrepreneurship, technical and vocational training into the school curriculum, which they will equip students before graduation.
Before you begin to look up to writing JAM, acquire a skill. Before you want to get admission and within the time of your studies, you can acquire a skill.
The youth can also establish engagements, like the case issue of entrepreneurship, engage themselves in many petty jobs, petty business activities, and all those things will aim them getting all they need.
Respondents also advocated skills development as it helps countries to overcome unemployment and prepare to tackle the long-term trend hitting the labor market across the globe.
Another issue I think is also imperative for the youth to look into is the issue of agriculture.
Those days, when like my time, you can't leave secondary school say you want to learn handwork. But now it is even very important because even as a lawyer, it's not easy to survive.
Irrespective of the fact that the youth may have in one way or the other failed, the government also owes us a duty.
Stakeholders stressed that any society that neglects the development of its youth and fails to invest in public employment services will bear the brunt through social strife and wasted potentials, as some disillusioned youths may tend to feel increasingly excluded from economic and social life. In Port Harcourt, NTA News.
We're done here. The news will continue after the break with Nolin in Abuja. Good evening.
Thank you for staying with us on Nationwide, and this is Abuja. The 7th Zamfara State House of Assembly has been inaugurated with Bilyaminu Ismail from Zurmi West constituency emerging as Speaker. He was unanimously elected along with the Deputy Speaker, among other principal officers. Jamilu Ibrahim reports.
The inauguration of the 7th Zamfara State House of Assembly followed the issuance of a proclamation for the holding of its first session by Governor Dauda Lawal in accordance with Section 105, subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. Bilyaminu Ismail from Zurmi West constituency and Adamu Aliyu from Gumi 2 constituency were unanimously elected as Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the 7th Assembly respectively. The two were administered the oath of office and that of allegiance by the clerk to the House, Husaidu Anka. The new Speaker Bilyaminu Ismail later saw in other members and announced the remaining principal officers of the Assembly. They include Bello Mazawaje from Safi East as House Leader, Lerwano Marafa from Anka Constituency Chief Whip, and the post of Minority Leader goes to Aliyu Ango Kagara from Telata Mafra South, while Nura Dang Ali from Benue Magaj Constituency emerged the Minority Whip. The Speaker, who appreciated his colleagues for the confidence reposed on him, pledged to lead a vibrant Assembly that would work diligently to meet the yearnings and expectations of the electorate. Governor Dauda Lawal, represented by his deputy Malam Mani Mummuni, was among the dignitaries that graced the historic event. Out of the 24 inaugurated members of the 7th Zamfara State House of Assembly, 17 are from the People's Democratic Party (PDP), while the remaining 7 were elected on the platform of the All Progressives Congress (APC), and only 5 of them are returning members. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
Former President Muhammadu Buhari will be remembered for tackling insecurity, among other legacies, as made known by a former Chief of the Air Staff, Sadiq Baba Abubakar, during his visit to the immediate past president in Daura. Sani Bashiru reports.
The return of Muhammadu Buhari to his hometown Daura after serving the country for 8 years as president was full of joy, as people from all walks of life trooped to welcome and congratulate him for the successful completion of his tenure. The former Chief of Air Staff Sadiq Abubakar is among the recent callers to congratulate and register his appreciation to Muhammadu Buhari. Sadiq Abubakar described Muhammadu Buhari as a leader whose leadership style is worthy of emulation. Similarly, former Kaduna State Governor Aminu Bello Masari paid a Sankey visit to the immediate past President Muhammadu Buhari. Aminu Bello Masari described Muhammadu Buhari as father and mentor in Nigeria's polity. In the same vein, The Kaduna State chapter of the Izalatul Bidya wa Iqamatus Sunnah, led by Yakubu Musa Hassan, paid a congratulatory visit to the former president. Muhammadu Buhari attributed the successes he recorded to the support and prayers by religious leaders and the entire Nigerians. He therefore thanked Allah for giving him the opportunity to lead the country successfully for 8 years. From Daura, Sani Basiru, NTA News.
Desertification and soil erosion are set to be major consultant effects of unnecessary felling of trees without proper replacement. This was re-echoed at the 2023 tree planting campaign in Ganye local government area of Adamawa State, facilitated by Green Environmental Solution targeting primary school pupils. Simon Asher has more on this.
It's a common knowledge that the natural rule of deforestation is afforestation, meaning when you cut one tree, you plant 2 or more, as trees help to combat global warming, restore lost forests, repairing damaged ecosystem, and mitigate the effect of climate change, thereby preventing flood and soil erosion, among others. However, human activities such as indiscriminate cutting down of trees, either for commercial or personal purposes, have continued to be a source of worry, thereby becoming a threat to the ecosystem. The 2023 flag-off of tree planting program in Gaya local government area of Adamawa State is targeting about 1,079 schools across the state. By Green Environmental Solutions is to raise awareness and encourage action for the protection of the planet by the society.
Our plan is to regreen Adamawa.
Must also spread the awareness of the value of protection our tree among the community. What we aim to achieve will be speedily achieved.
How to plant trees were also demonstrated to the people, as 300,000 cashew seedlings were presented to the school pupils to be planted in their homes. Officials of the Green Environmental Solution were also at the palace of Ganwari Ganye to intimate him on the purpose of the program, urging him to encourage his subject to see planting of trees as a child of necessity to safeguard the environment. In Yola, Simon Asher, NTA News.
Next is sports update with Olumide Eguntola.
The Super Eagles of Nigeria continue their build-up ahead of this weekend African Cup of Nations qualifier against the Leon Stars of Sierra Leone at the Mobolaji Johnson Stadium, Onika, Lagos. The team is in high spirit as the coach, Ose Pasero, is confident that the boys are good enough to get the maximum points at stake.
Difficult match, because I think the last 3 matches against Sierra Leone, only our team won 1 time with us in home. Yes, because before, draw 4-4 and draw away 0-0. Everybody think it's easy. Not easy. It's not easy.
The most important thing is for us to win and qualify for the Nations Cup. Then we'll think about the next target. The next target is to qualify and win the Nations Cup, and then plan our way to qualify to the World Cup.
In another news, Nigerian Rugby Football Federation has unveiled a 12-man Black Stallions team for this month Paris 2024 Olympic Games qualifiers scheduled for Mauritius. The recently appointed coach Steve Lewis hinted that the team is set to relaunch Nigeria into the international arena. In Taekwondo, a popular radio presenter on Wazobia FM Lagos, Ratata, is set to rewrite history in the sport as efforts are on to go fully professional and surpass the achievement of 2014 Commonwealth gold medalist Shola Oluwokiri.
Like we are selling Afrobeat to the world, so we can sell our own talents from Taekwondo here in Nigeria to the world, that it can represent Nigeria in the Olympics and all of all that.
We need better administrators in the country. You know, we need our coaches to go for a lot of courses and trainings.
Ratata got his black belt after undergoing a test in Lagos. With sports update, Olumide Eguntola, NTA News.
The sports update there concludes nationwide news today. Thank you for watching. I am Nolin Ebel Ame. Really enjoy the rest of your evening.